Number 1. Mrs. Paul Titus, 77-year-old air raid spotter of Bucks County, Pennsylvania, carries a gun as she patrols her beat on December 20th, 1941. Mrs. Titus signed up the day after the Pearl Harbor attack. "I can carry a gun anytime they want me to," she declared. Number 2. Little known to the outside world, although they have been fighting fascist regimes since 1927, the Italian Maquis carry on their battle for freedom under the most hazardous conditions. Germans and fascist Italians are targets for their guns, and the icy, eternally snow-clad peaks of the French-Italian border are their battlefield. This school teacher of the Valley of Aosta fights side by side with her husband in the White Patrol above the pass of Little St. Bernard in Italy on January 4th, 1945. Number 3. Steel-helmeted, uniformed Polish women marched through the streets of Warsaw to aid in defense of their capital after German troops had started their invasion of Poland on September 16, 1939. Number 5. Members of the Women's Army Corps, WWII, pose at Camp Shanks, New York on February 2, 1945, before departing for the New York port of embarkation. This was the first contingent of Black American WACs to go overseas for the war effort. Number 6. Life magazine photojournalist Margaret Burke White wears high-altitude flying gear in front of an Allied Flying Fortress airplane during a World War II assignment in February 1943. Number 7. American film actress Veronica Lake illustrates what can happen to women war workers who wear their hair long while working at their benches in a factory somewhere in America on November 9, 1943. Number 8. On January 3, 1942, movie actress Ida Lupino served as a lieutenant in the Women's Ambulance and Defense Corps, operating a telephone switchboard from her Brentwood, California home, where she could coordinate emergency ambulance posts across Los Angeles. Number 9. A French man and woman fight with captured German weapons as both civilians and members of the French forces of the interior took the fight to the Germans in Paris in August of 1944, prior to the surrender of German forces and the liberation of Paris on August 25th. Number 10. ACAC girls, members of the Auxiliary Territorial Service, ATS, run to action at an anti-aircraft gun emplacement in the London area on May 20th, 1941, when the alarm is sounded. 11. A girl of the resistance movement is a member of a patrol to rout out the German snipers still left in areas in Paris, France, on August 29, 1944. The girl had killed 2 Germans in the Paris fighting 2 days previously. 12. The first Women Guerrilla Corps has just been formed in the Philippines, and Filipino women, trained in their local women's auxiliary service, are seen here hard at work practicing on November 8, 1941, at a rifle range in Manila. 13. A nurse wraps a bandage around the hand of a Chinese soldier as another wounded soldier limps up for first aid treatment during fighting on the Salween riverfront in Yunnan Province, China, on June 22, 1943. 14. The art assembly line of female students busily engaged in copying World War II propaganda posters in Port Washington, New York, on July 8, 1942. The master poster is hanging in the background. 15. These Northwestern University girls brave freezing weather to go through a home guard rifle drill on the campus in Evanston, Illinois on January 11. 16. 3 Soviet guerrilla fighters engage in combat operations against German forces on the Eastern Front in Russia during World War II, demonstrating the resilience and determination of local resistance movements. 17. Some of the SS women whose brutality was equal to that of their male counterparts at the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in Bergen, Germany, on April 21, 1945. 18. Nurses are seen clearing debris from one of the wards in St. Peter's Hospital, Stepney, East London, on April 19, 1941. 4 hospitals were among the buildings hit by German bombs during a full-scale attack on the British capital. 19. U.S. nurses walk along a beach in Normandy, France on July 4, 1944, after they had waded through the surf from their landing craft. They are on their way to field hospitals to care for the wounded Allied soldiers. 20. More German girls are joining the Luftwaffe as part of the total conscription drive, replacing men sent to fight on the front lines. Seen here, training with male recruits in Germany, December 7, 1944. 21. 62nd Stalingrad Army on the streets of Odessa, the 8th Guard of the Army of General Chuikov on the streets of Odessa. In April of 1944, a large group of Soviet soldiers, including 2 women in front, marched down a street. 22. Symbolic of the defense of Sevastopol, Crimea, is this Russian girl sniper, Lyudmila Pavlichenko, who, by the end of the war, had killed a confirmed 309 Germans, the most successful female sniper in history. 22. A group of young Jewish resistance fighters are being held under arrest by German SS soldiers in April-May 1943 during the destruction of the Warsaw Ghetto by German troops after an uprising in the Jewish quarter. 23. U.S. Army nurses arrive at an advanced base in New Guinea on November 12, 1942, carrying their gear in single file. Leading the line are Edith Whittaker, Ruth Bauscher, Helen Lawson, and Juanita Hamilton. 24. Miss Jean Pitcairn, a nurse with a New Zealand hospital unit stationed in Libya, wears goggles to protect her against whipping sands on June 18, 1942. 25. Women and children, some of over 40,000 concentration camp inmates liberated by the British, suffering from typhus, starvation, and dysentery, huddled together in a barrack at Bergen-Belsen, Germany, in April 1945. Thanks for watching. If you found this glimpse into history powerful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story of courage and resilience. Share this video to honor the unsung heroes of our past. Until next time, keep history live.